Nobel Gundam. Hey, what's up again, everybody? Robert 184 2Rs2Bs, gundam.tk, and the high-grade Future Century. You've seen the whole review for the Nobel Gundam. Now it's time to hear the final verdict, all the good and bad points, so that you can make your own call on whether this is a purchase right for you. So to kick things off with some of the negatives, and there are quite a few. The first one being for me that the I like to use a beam saber for this, but this ribbon doesn't have the same effect. Anyway, I didn't really like the fact, especially that the ankles are going to fall out. It came across in the posing, came across when I was building the thing in the first place. They do have a lot of mobility, but if you use them, they're going to fall out. But then again, with a good pose, that's not going to happen. Now, something else that some people will complain about more than me is the fact that the legs and the arms are only going to give you about just above 90 degrees. So they could have put in some sort of a swing or a double knee mechanism, but instead I can forgive it because then you get the smoothness of the legs and they're actually attractive joints here. They don't come across as looking like joints, which keeps with the whole smooth aspect of the Gundam. Now, the next thing that they could have done is, if you look, this has never had a plastic model, but it did have a GFF kit, and it came with the God Gundam. And I think that one had a yellow jewel here on the ribbon as it comes around. And they give you the choice. They give you a tiny little green one that you can stick in the middle of that. But if they had given you a yellow piece to slap onto the red ribbon, that may have given it a little bit more support as it stays locked in. And it just would have given it that much more color, and they wouldn't have had to print any extra colors on the plates. Another thing is, it comes around, you can see the black on the shoulders. Now, you can fix it up yourself with a black marker, but that's something that it would have been very, very simple. You've got the eyes with some black on it there. Just put two little black stickers on here. The high-grade Future Century God Gundam had a bunch of black stickers. This could have used with a few more just to fill in those little details. Perhaps even on the air intakes on the ribbon up there would have just come across as being a little more solid. And the final complaint is something that you really can't do much about because it's part of the design of the Gundam, is that the hair is a little bit weighty, and every once in a while you try to move the head and get it into a pose, but you can't just be thinking about where the face is going to be and the chin is going to be. You've also got to deal with the hair. But the fact that that's made out of only one piece instead of two or something like that, which might have added, they could have put a gray hair on the inside so you don't have to paint it. But on the other hand, it just, it doesn't add the weight issues. So there are weight issues, but it could have been worse. So I'll take the trade-off of just having the one piece myself. But the V for victory hands here is because of all of the good things that you're going to get with this kit. And the first one that I want to kick off with is just how few seam lines there are. When you put the arms together, you've got some red parts there, and when you put the legs together, it's literally just two side pieces, and the way the ankles are filled in and built in with the knee, very well done there. And the other thing that I don't give Bandai enough credit for with some of their newer kits is how well they're hiding the gate marks. So when you cut that off, everything is going to fit in there that much better. Something I didn't expect to be so exciting here, well, is just in the way the whole waist section is designed with the skirts able to move everywhere. I figured that might just be a red sticker that you're going to put there in the white part, but instead that's an actual piece there. And everything just seems to go together well. Now, if you want to paint, they do give you a raised ridge here, so you've actually got unique thighs, as well as on the neck, so you don't have to use the sticker that they include. But if you do want to be lazy like me, put the sticker on and everything comes across looking great with very little effort. Now, the other thing is the whole sailor motif of the Nobel Gundam. Now, what do Japanese schoolgirls have to do with Sweden? I will never know. But anyway, just the way the whole thing comes across, and especially on the chest section with the ribbons, but more the fact that you get to put in the two blue parts on the top, and then on the back in the white stickers, everything goes together well. The white stickers could have gone into the grooves a little bit better, but overall no complaints because the end result has them looking great. The other thing that I absolutely love about this kit is just the variety of weapons, and when I say variety, the fact that they just give you those different lengths and the way that they actually come out, I figured they were just going to get cut out of a perforated sheet, but they're actually sort of just like a sticker that you peel off here. But the ribbons come across as being quality, but they're also going to stay in this twisty shape, which you're able to use to your advantage to have them going around her arms. Put two of them in. The weapons, despite their simplicity, just bending those 2 millimeters back, and they're going to fit in the handles perfectly. Brilliant for their simplicity. The other thing, you're going to get a free action base, which is always great. Well, not free, you're paying for the plastic. And you get the extra manipulators, both for the God Gundam, which work well, and the 5 different manipulators for her. But the big winner for me is the head sculpt. And you know, just like SD Gundams, Gundams can live and die based on their head sculpt. And hers, for a high grade, I expect this kind of quality in a master grade. My only little complaints being is that I have to go back after building the real grade where you don't have to do the lining on the little vents on the cheeks. Here, you know, you have to go do that and clean it up with a toothpick if you don't line it so well. But the way the head captures exactly the way it should from the anime, the overall proportions, the way that it captures the feminineness, the schoolgirl aspect, and, well, no, there's nothing Swedish in this. But for me, this totally captures the power of the anime, which means despite the few drawbacks that it has, the weapons, the head, the seam lines, the design, the engineer, the build, everything about this kit says to me, purchase, unless you're a real hater of G Gundam. Speaking of the future of the lines, the Nobel Gundam did make the Master Grade survey that Bandai put out, so conceivably it's in their top 30 in terms of getting a Master Grade, and based on this, I would buy that Master Grade in a second. I don't care at all about this lack of inner frame here, but just the fact that they did such a good job in such a small package just means with a Master Grade they could do that much more, and I would love to get Maxter and all of the other ones as well. So Bandai, the high grade Future Century, I don't know if they're going to go hop around to the Turn A timeline or Wing. Wing seems to be getting all the attention in Master Grade, so I'm assuming they'll keep in the family for these ones, but I hope we get a lot more and you can build up your shelf and it will look pretty awesome. So that's me, Robert184. What do you guys think about this kit? As always, let me know down below with a comment, and hit like if you do, don't if you don't, subscribe if you haven't already, and look forward to getting more kits like this. How does this stack up to the GN Archer or something like that? What about the Cubely if you want to talk about female kits? Anyway, this one's a winner for me because of the build, and I look forward to getting a lot more G Gundam kits in the future. Well, you see, honey, there was like this tournament that I had to train for and stuff.